So let me tell you the story about this wreath. We're all at Ikea, like I said in the last video, and this little gem was $4.50. So we thought. Hello and welcome everybody to the Yohos. It's Lisa here. I have a few little nifty crafts for you to watch and to maybe attempt on your own, and stay tuned. Mark will be joining us later for a little bit of help on a couple little things that I do not want to do, so he kindly did it for me. With that being said, let's get started. So we're about to start the car. Whoa, pump the brakes, because we looked at our receipt and we paid $14.50 for these things, not $4.50. I blame my mom. So anyways, we kept it, and I just thought, you know what, I could make this a whole lot prettier. We didn't return it because the lineup was insane to return things. With that being said, it's built well. The wire ring is really strong, so that's a bonus. So I just want to beef it up a little bit. Last year, I went a little craft crazy. I have quite a few Ziploc bags of, I'm going to call them embellishments for Christmas things. I have like a bag of gold, and I have a bag of red. If you ever see this stuff at the dollar store, snatch it up. It's great for this time of year for tying things onto things, like the pine cones onto the wreath. So one of my good friends was over last night, and she brought over these 2 sample containers of paint that she doesn't want anymore. She'd already used some and she doesn't want them, so she gave them to me. I was pretty excited because the colors are beautiful. We got a bunch of pine cones at the cottage, so what I've decided to do is paint them. That was kind of a neat idea. Kind of make it look like they're either aged or it's got a bit of snow on it. These are the 2 different colors she gave me, and this third one here has been spray painted, so that's an option as well. Alright, so let me show you another option on how to paint these pine cones. And I'm going to use the longer pine cones. So this was a gift from my brother last year, I think it was, for Christmas. It's a little airbrush machine. Like, how cute. And it just takes like regular paint, either craft paint or wall paint. You have to water it down a little bit, much like the big paint sprayers. But this is a mini one. Wait till you see how fun this is to use. It's as easy as pressing this little button and then just pulling back the little nozzle, I'm going to call it, at the top. Good to go. It charges with a USB plug. So enjoy this spray painting montage. And I'm doing the exact same for these little pieces that I scrounged from another wreath that I've had sitting around for a million years. So now these little gems actually were left over from my paper bag craft from my last video. I just decided they kind of look like leaves, and I was okay with that. So I spray painted them gold, and they're really cute, you guys. And you know what? That totally gives me some ideas for some more paper bag decorations. So that could be in a new video. I'm not too sure. I'm thinking something for like New Year's Eve. All I'm doing here is just filling in any holes or any gaps that kind of need a little fattening up. I find the trick with wreaths is to make all of the things you're adding go the same way, if that makes any sense, especially if it's a round, completely full wreath. So I dug deep in my craft stash and I found a couple of frames that I was not using. Now, both don't have glass, so that was kind of a bonus. It made them very lightweight. But in the end, I ended up deciding on using the reddish colored one because it's going to match my little new fluffy nephew. Well, I shouldn't really say little, he's not so little anymore, but it's a puppy's first Christmas ornament. So this could work for anybody's first Christmas, really, a first Christmas together or a first baby's first Christmas. I just have this little guy to do. I found some plastic that we had gotten some muffins actually in a container, so I've just cut out a piece of the plastic. So again, very lightweight, and I'm just gluing it, hot gluing it into the inside of the frame to act like a piece of glass. So now to hang this thing, you can use pretty much anything. I tried the twine, or I looked at it, and I didn't think it really went with the frame. So I ended up using a piece of, I believe it's like a crepe paper twine. So again, digging in my craft stash, I found this little cute Christmas tree. It was green and I did not like the green with the frame, so I sprayed it gold. And then this little kind of a scrolly piece of wood, again from the dollar store. I had originally painted it black for another project and didn't use it, so I thought it'd be kind of cute on here to put his name on it, and I ended up painting it an off-white to match a little nicer. So Horty McGee over here had a little paint swatch that we didn't end up using, so I keep all of those, of course I do. So I just cut it to size to act like a little backing piece of paper or board for when they put the picture in, it won't fall out. And I just used a Sharpie and wrote his name on it and the year, and voila, finished. Pretty cute, eh?
Lisa had this brilliant idea that the wood rounds could act as a base while we get a little piece of thin plywood for a backing board and make a cottage themed Christmas tree. Right? Outstanding. I loved it. So we got these boards from my brother, and we're going to just trace out the triangle shape that we're going to need, slightly smaller than the pine cones. Put some ticks here, about a quarter of the way in on each pine cone on the lines that you see here, and then I've got those drawn, traced out with the little starting point so I can move the pine cones away and draw my lines. That's collection system on. Bandsaw on. Going to fix up this wood round with something to put the pole we're going to attach the tree to. I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Well, why don't we start with this one? So this is something that we've had kicking around. I think it was from an old table. It had 3 legs, and you see on the end there's already a bolt in there. So we thought, hey, why not cut these in half and mount that tree form to this pole, put the pine cones on it, and then we can use this bolt to attach it to the wood round. Well, how are we going to do that? Well, I'm going to drill a pilot hole into this wood round, and then using my chisel, trace out the rest of the area I need to put this bolt into the wood round. We'll do a little dab at E6000 on the bottom, and this will stick nice and well. Here, so we're going to have to do a little bit of chiseling there, but the depth looks pretty not too bad.
So these were the pine cones that I airbrushed a while back in the beginning of the video. So I'm going to use these little guys for the tree, and I'm just essentially just gluing them on however they kind of wiggle in together as tight as they can fit, and any spaces I will fill in later. Thanks, Mark, for doing that for me. Now, see how it fits together? I'm just going to paint it. Actually, I'm going to paint the triangle part white, and I'm going to put a white wax along the bottom of it here. You'll see me doing that, and it's just as easy as getting the wax, which is a clear wax, is all I could find, adding a little bit of white and a little bit of cream to it, mixing it up really well, and just slopping it on and wiping it off. And what happens is the white wax gets in all the little nooks and crannies and really gets like a little aging, almost a snowy look. So again, with the embellishments, I am just cutting these little balls off this stick and just sticking them as best I can onto the pine cone. You guys, how cute is this? And you know what? His aunt and uncle loved it when we gave it to him this past weekend. So it was a win-win all around. Oh, I might have to make one for myself now.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your post notification bell so you will get notified every time we post a new video. The Yo-Hos!